Embracing minimalism in my 50s. Wow, am I so happy I got here. I would have never thought so. I used to hear people being minimalists, and I was like, that's not for me. Well, yeah, it is. Actually, a lot of things have been changing I thought were not for me. And let me tell you, being a minimalist has been wonderful. There's so many benefits to it. And what being a minimalist means to me may be different from you. When I talk about it, it's about the things that matter most to me. It's not necessarily about just freeing up things. It's having the things that matter most to me now. Now that I will call myself a minimalist, and I really do like it. And why I like being a minimalist in my 50s, let me tell you, freedom, clarity. I can focus on the things that are most important to me. I didn't realize it until everything was gone. And when I say everything, the non-necessities, the crap, the junk, that's what I'm calling it. You may call it something different, or maybe it's your items you love. I don't know. But I'm just going to tell you what happened with me is been great. Now it didn't happen overnight, and I don't think our minds are good for that, to go from tons of stuff, 30 years accumulation, or being a hoarder, to now I'm a minimalist and I live out of a backpack. I don't think we're built to do that, especially when we get older. Especially, I notice we get more set in our ways. I, for one, have been set in my ways quite a bit, and a lot of things I'll look at and I'm like, you need to break this habit. You're too comfortable here. You're not going to grow. It's not going to be anything good for you. And being a minimalist is one of them. Again, at least that's my opinion. And if you're thinking about it, I think you should try it. Just please hear me out. Say to the end, I think you'll find some valuable input and thoughts in here that I'm going to put in this video that I didn't realize till I went through it, and I hope it helps you as well. So how I came about being a minimalist, like I said, I went from a home that I had lived in for 30 years, and every little nook and cranny was well organized. I have friends like that. I call them organized hoarders, and they laugh. They think it's funny because I truly believe they don't know how else to deal with it. There's stuff, I guarantee you, they do not know they have still. How do I know that? Because I did it. I started out, once my kids were grown and pretty much out of the house, I don't know, for whatever reason, it wasn't on purpose, I seemed to move every few years. The longest I think I ever stayed in a home that I owned was about 10 years. That was so my kids can continue going to their school. After that, then, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna move to this side of town. I'm gonna move to be closer to the beach. I'm gonna move back to mainland. And then I started thinking, well, I don't really like taking care of a home, being single, so maybe I'll move to a townhome. And then I was like, there's still a lot of maintenance, so maybe I'll move to a condo. So then I bought a condo, and that's how I even started, I believe, downsizing or minimalizing even my work around my home. So this has been in progress for quite a while now. Well, every time I moved, I wanted to take less and less with me. And then when I got settled at my new place, I noticed, hey, you know what? I don't even miss that stuff. I'm glad I got rid of it. Once in a blue moon, something would come up and I'd be like, oh, that's right, I got rid of it. And even on this final move, I was like, okay, you've done it a few times. You downsized. Now you're going to downsize. I said to myself, only things that fit in my vehicle. I have a little SUV. And that's what I did. There were things, as I'm sorting things out, as my condo is getting ready to close, I said I would like to take, and I must take. The must takes were, of course, things from my children, some of my taxes, business stuff, but as little as possible. Because I even thought, like, for example, when my ex-husband had passed, he saved boxes and boxes of photos. Well, my kids didn't want them. I didn't want them. So what do you do with them, right? It's hard. Then I started thinking, well, what am I saving? I know my kids don't want this, so that's how I even downsize their things, their memories. You know, find workarounds, put things on the cloud, or give them whatever they want and save some. So anything that could fit in my vehicle, that's what went with me. For example, I had a printer I wanted to take because I just paid $100 for new ink. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't want to get rid of this. And for whatever reason, I wanted to take my air fryer because I absolutely love the air fryer I had. And as it turned out, neither one fit. Or the box of printer paper I happened to have. I was like, Needless to say, long story short, my neighbors at my condo were pretty happy. Good for them. I'm glad I was able to give it away. And then I started thinking, wait a minute, I just want this printer because I just paid $100 in ink. I'm basically retired from real estate and doing referrals for real estate. I don't need a printer. I hardly use a printer at all anymore. So as it turns out, I don't even need the printer. What am I going to print, right? On the rare occasion, I can always email something to someone and ask them to print it or whatever. It's going to be a long time till I have to print something. So that was actually okay. And the air fryer, same thing. I'm basically, not even living anywhere. What, I'm going to keep lugging an air fryer around with me? When I'm ready to, I'll just buy one. They're less than $100 and get an amazing air fryer. So that was a lesson. I think because we're just so hardwired that I was like, I gotta keep it. No, I didn't. So it was freeing. I only took everything that was in my vehicle, and that worked out fine. So if someone was to ask me, how could you start downsizing, minimalizing without making it painful? I would suggest start looking around your home. Start with a room or a closet or even an end table that has a bunch of knickknacks. Or maybe go through your kitchen cupboards, see what you could throw out, like it's just damaged, it's no good. Or see if it's somewhat valuable, but you haven't used it in at least a year. Put it on Facebook Marketplace and make a few dollars. And if it's heavy, bonus, they haul it off for you. It's a win-win. They got something and you freed up some more space. And just try that. And let me tell you, it is so freeing when you start doing that. Here's a warning though, be careful. It's going to become addictive. You're going to start running around your house, seeing what else you can sell. And, of course, be careful, if you have them come to your home, or just meet them in a public parking lot, Walmart during the day and do the exchange. I sold so much on Facebook Marketplace. It was wonderful. I highly suggest it, and it's addictive, like I said. Once you start doing it, you're like, what else can I clear out? But it's a great way to downsize, and then you start thinking, I really didn't need that crap. I like the look of this extra space, and if I decide to move, it's going to be less crap I got to move. So I say give that a shot. And if you like it, keep doing it. Maybe you too can become a minimalist. I would love to hear it in the comments below. Another thing I like about it is a certain lifestyle. Once you become a minimalist, you go into a store and out of habit, you're like, I'm going to look. No, I don't need another set of Christmas dishes or a knickknack. I'm a minimalist. And then you're like, there you go. I just saved some money and I feel great. It's stuff I don't need. I don't need to impress anybody. And you know what? At the end of the day, nobody cares or is impressed usually anyways. So why are you buying it? Stop buying it. And then it also helps with my travel. Like I have way less I have to worry about. I don't have to rent a storage unit to keep stuff in there, paying, a year or two to find out the stuff that's in there wasn't even worth what I've been paying the storage unit for over the years, right? And then I could have just bought new, or I forgot what's in there, or that's just too much stuff, I think, once you have a storage unit. At least try and get down to just things in your home. But for me, it's very freeing. I love the lifestyle. I can travel. I don't have a bunch of stuff I have to worry about now. I hope you can find some value in this video. Like I said, just start with the small stuff. See if you can throw out a few things. Sit, a day or two. Look back and see, are you still okay? Do you feel better about it? Then go do some more. And resist the urge to keep shopping and buying more. Don't replace it, especially if it's a knickknack or a broken or useless item. Just leave it. Don't buy any more, and see how you feel now that it's gone and out of your home and you freed up some space. I definitely feel it's never too late to start becoming a minimalist. And in the future, say I do stop traveling and I settle down again, I am going to maintain this lifestyle. I am going to be very careful not to let things accumulate. Like I had mentioned earlier in the video, I would only be at a home, I would own it for a few years and then decide to sell it. I don't necessarily think it was because I was in real estate. Whatever the reason, I just would move. I would still accumulate quite a bit. I'm like, where did all this stuff come from? Because I had that mindset. Now I'm going to keep working on the mindset of I don't need it. Don't buy just because it's on sale or it's there or whatever. I'm going to try my best to maintain the minimalist lifestyle because I actually love it that much. And I think you will too. So I suggest give it a shot no matter what age you are. I'd love to hear about it. Thanks for watching. Till next time.